Hey, what's going down, y'all? What's going down? Another beautiful Saturday. I was in the comments today on some videos. I was on Twitter. I was on Truth. There was some issues that were brought up about the thrift savings plan for government employees. So I did some checking today. I made a call to somebody that I know that works for OPM. And so I want to throw some details out there. TSP is locked out in a certain date range. This has been pre-planned. What I will say is I don't think it's because of what's going on. And my guy that I talked to today, it has to do with the federal government went to a new payroll system. Those of y'all that work for the federal government and whatever job it may be, probably heard it at Oracle, so on and so forth. They switched over from, another one to Oracle. So transitioning the systems to mesh better together. And if y'all had ever been onto TSP's site before trying to access stuff, it was really difficult. Well, they revamped the whole system. So the one that's coming out now is supposed to be very, very, very user friendly. As opposed to how it was in the past, where if you forgot your password, you had to wait for something in the mail. You guys can probably guess it. It's going to be better than that. So the date range that's locked out, transactions I think we're going to be limited from starting the 26th up until the first week of June, but they've already limited some of the access on the site starting, I want to say, the 17th, I believe was the date that I got. I could be wrong. Neither here nor there. This was planned out 6, 8, 10 months ago when they started doing the transition over into the Oracle system for the federal government. So you guys know the federal government typically follows suit with what the military does. The military switched over to this new payroll system because they obviously have the highest volume of people they got to get paid. So Oracle, DAO, or whatever the fuck they're calling it, that's the system they transitioned over to. So they're getting all the government travel cards transitioned over, which has been an issue because I believe it's City that's handling those. I don't know, I have to look at mine. I haven't used it in a hot minute. But getting the cards transferred over to the accounts so that, accounts payable, accounts receivable, they're meshing with the new system, being able to cut payments on the system as opposed to the old system that they had, which was archaic and been around for a long time. So don't fret. Your positions with TSP are safe. They're not moving those around at all, and typically they assume very low risk positions for the TSP portion of it when they invest everybody's money. Not saying the market's not going to take a hit and those positions might lose some value, but if you're a federal employee, you almost guaranteed you're probably working 30 years unless you happen to be in a law enforcement or a qualified law enforcement officer, which some of us do fall into that category, which we're structured out a little differently than you guys because we have the LEO retirement, neither here nor there. Following up on PERS, because it was some people that dropped some comments and really thought they knew what they were talking about, but they don't. So each municipality that participates in PERS, their bargaining unit, whether it be a union for employees, an officer, or a deputies association, that bargaining unit elects or appoints someone for oversight into those that retirement system account, so on and so forth. So with that being said, it's their job to look into whatever the money's being put into and if it's being managed correctly, because that's where you start throwing up the red flags, sending the signals, hey dog, I don't think you're handling our shit correctly. You're in really aggressive positions, or you're in positions with individuals that are over leveraged, about to be vaporized, so on and so forth. But neither here nor there. The comment that was left basically stated that the municipalities would be responsible if those positions and pensions and everything got vaporized. That's not how it works. There's risk in the stock market, and just because it's a pension and your municipality, department, agency, whatever is paying into it, doesn't mean it's not a play in the stock market. with inherent risk, which means if the position gets vaporized, it's vaporized. Your agency, your department, your municipality will tell you to go pound sand and find a job somewhere else if you don't like it. They are not going to cover those losses. In the event that you have a municipality or an agency that is running like UNICEF and they want to back it with their personal funds, which I don't know of any, their personal funds from like the city, the county, whatever it may be, that has a surplus, not many do. It's a risk that's being played with those retirement accounts, that retirement money. So yes, somebody would be on the hook, but there ain't a whole fucking lot you can do about it. It's what it is. You're playing with the stock market, but you're doing it through a pension fund manager. You're doing it through your bargaining unit, and you're relying on them to maintain some oversight. So if you guys are part of a municipality, you guys have a union, you have an officers association, a deputies association, whatever it may be active in those. It doesn't always have to do with disciplinary bullshit. A lot of it has to do with finances, where your money's going, what it's being spent on, policies, procedures, shit like that have a lot more to do with what you guys do as a whole, whether you're a city employee, a state employee, county, you work in a law enforcement role, you work in an administrative role, you work on the roads, you're a fucking landscaper for a school district. Neither here nor there. You have a voice in those unions and use it to your advantage, because they will step all over you if they get the chance, and you want that organization to be fighting for you. And if your voice isn't heard in that, when it comes time that you might need them, you might not get that as hard of a fight as you would if you were actively involved and they saw that you were there willing to fight for yourself and fight for other people. So TSP has been answered, as well as CalPERS. I don't know about any of the other states. For those of y'all that got questions about some of the other states, or you have information regarding the other states, drop some comments down, drop me an email. We can get some of that stuff out publicly for maybe some of these other states, counties, cities that are having issues because of what's going on in the market right now. So without further ado, I hope y'all have a glorious Saturday night, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. Mr. Else Kitty, signing off.